22 miles, that is the only number you need to hear before I tell you anything else today. Folks, 22 miles is all that stands between the eye wall of a Category 4 typhoon and an American Air Force base. And on that exact same week, a meteorologist whose office sits in the storm's path called this alarming. When the man who reads typhoon data every day uses the word alarming, you sit up straight, folks. Now the gut punch while Guam boards up windows. 48 million Americans face a tornado outbreak at home. 2 weather disasters running at the same time, one in the Pacific, one across the American heartland. Good grief, folks, we have not seen a multi-hazard setup this large, covering this much ground in years. I will break this down day by day, but first, we are starting with Typhoon Sinlaku in Guam. In just 4 days, this storm went from a disorganized tropical low to a Category 4 typhoon. From 63 miles per hour tropical storm winds on April 8th to 145 miles per hour sustained winds heading straight for Guam by Monday. Meteorologists call that rapid intensification, and Sinlaku did it about as fast as a storm possibly can. Here's what makes this hit close to home. Guam is American soil, not some distant foreign island. 153,000 of our fellow Americans live on that island, and Andersen Air Force Base sits directly in the path. The Joint Typhoon Warning Center puts the closest approach at 22 miles from that runway. 22 miles, folks. That is a distance you walk in a single day between a Category 4 eye wall and American soil below. The storm keeps building. Ocean fuel has not run out. Wind shear is low. Nothing is slowing it down. Every single instrument watching Sinlaku right now is reading the same message: the worst is still coming. Forecast peak intensity 145 miles per hour, sustained winds. Gusts screaming to 175 miles per hour Monday evening near Guam. Cloud tops are sitting at negative 97 degrees Celsius. That tells you how tall and powerful this storm is. Seas beneath Sinlaku are building to 9 meters. That is a 3-story building of wave height rolling through. 15 to 20 inches of rain are coming, and because this storm moves slowly, the punishment will absolutely be prolonged. This is not a quick hit. This is a sustained assault from Monday midday all the way through Wednesday. Even if the center passes 22 miles away, Guam's northern coast still faces Category 3 or 4 equivalent winds. The wind field is expansive. Folks, destructive wind extends well beyond just the tight core of the eye wall. Right now, people in Guam are boarding up windows, filling water containers, and deciding whether to shelter in place. Emergency shelters opened. Sunday morning, the Guam Department of Education has opened its doors to the public. Picture a family over there right now, calculating what they can protect, what they must leave behind. 3 years ago, Typhoon Mawar showed Guam exactly what Category 4 force does to an island in a single night. 37 years since this intensity tracked through here in April. That is the full weight of this moment. The NWS chief meteorologist on Guam, whose radar dome was destroyed by Mawar in 2023, called this alarming. He rebuilt that dome, watching the same magnitude again, and he did not mince a single word on TV. Same man, same island, same ferocity, and he told the public clearly to treat this as the real deal. The atmosphere does not negotiate. Folks, it just delivers. And delivery starts Monday evening for those 153,000 people. The people of Guam have been through this before, and they are doing exactly what experienced island communities do. They are preparing hard, and when the storm hits, they will endure what comes with the strength they always have. And when the silence arrives sometime Wednesday, the slow work of counting what remains begins, as it always does. So let me tell you something. Friends, the people of Guam need our prayers as Monday evening gets closer. If you know anyone stationed at Andersen Air Force Base, please check on them before Monday gets here, y'all. Now, with a heavy heart, things do not get one bit easier right here on the American mainland. Because while Guam boards up, 48 million Americans from Texas to Michigan wake up in a severe weather threat zone. Let me stop here for a second. What is coming? Tuesday is something I need you to fully understand. Every single model run this weekend has expanded the risk area and pushed confidence higher, not lower. That trend in the wrong direction is the part that should absolutely get your full attention right now. Folks, Monday is the appetizer, a split severe weather threat hitting both the upper Midwest and southern plains at once. 12 million people in that Monday split one zone from Minneapolis to Milwaukee, one from Oklahoma City to Texas. Here's the deal. Monday warms up the atmosphere for what comes Tuesday. And Tuesday is no joke. Tuesday, April 15th, Straight Talk. This may be the most dangerous severe weather day of this entire week. A deepening low ejects out of the plains and slams into deeply unstable, summer-level humid air all across the region. A 70 miles per hour jet stream screaming out of Mexico is aimed dead at Texas and Oklahoma, rotating storms hard. Tuesday afternoon supercells fire hard along the dry line in Texas and Oklahoma, bringing giant hail first. Baseball-sized hailstones. Y'all the kind that punch clean through a car windshield like it is tissue paper. Picture a retired couple in Oklahoma City looking up at green-tinted skies before noon on Tuesday that is real. That green sky is not a myth. It means a massive hail-producing storm is very close to your location. Then Tuesday evening, everything escalates fast. The threat rapidly expands into the Midwest all at the same time. Individual supercells merge into a fast-moving squall line sweeping east right across the Mississippi River Valley. That squall line could unleash 70 to 80 miles per hour winds enough to drop trees and take out power lines. Iowa, Illinois. Southern Wisconsin supercells latching onto the warm front right near Chicago and Milwaukee Tuesday. The most dangerous tornado window in the Midwest is 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Tuesday right during evening commute. Picking up the grandkids from school Tuesday afternoon in that zone, please have a shelter plan ready. Here is what keeps old buddy Tom up at night. Tuesday's danger does not stop at sunset, y'all. We are watching for a nocturnal tornado threat, dangerous rotating storms still moving past 10 p.m. Tuesday night. The Great Lakes region has a nighttime threat, and so does the Southern Plains, both at the same time. Nighttime tornadoes kill more people than daytime ones. Most folks are sound asleep and never hear the sirens outside. Please, every night this week, crank those phone emergency alerts to full volume before you sleep. Your phone ringing at 2 a.m. may honestly be the only thing standing between you and real danger Tuesday night. All right, Tuesday was a lot, I know, but Wednesday is not done with us either. Not even close. Wednesday brings a second round 23 million people from Dallas through Tulsa and Kansas City still in the zone. A second wave of energy tracks up the south-central U.S. Wednesday, pushing a cold front into deeply unstable air. Storm coverage peaks Wednesday across eastern Oklahoma and Missouri, hail big enough to crack your home siding. Winds capable of dropping trees and power lines. Wednesday is very much still a big threat day. Bottom line, we are looking at a brutal 4 to 5 day stretch of severe weather Sunday through Wednesday. Now let me tell you about something that is not getting nearly enough attention, the flood threat this week. Atmospheric moisture this week is running at the 98th percentile for mid-April. That is flat out insane, folks. These storms will be flat out gully washers, 4 or more inches of rain in just a matter of hours. The ground in Texas and Oklahoma is drought hardened and rock-solid water runs straight off and floods fast. Flash flooding along the I-35 corridor is a serious concern all week turnaround. Do not drown. No excuses. 6 inches of moving water knocks a grown adult off their feet, please. Please do not underestimate flooded roads. Over half of all flood deaths in America happen inside vehicles never ever drive through water on the road. Now, while the middle of the country gets hammered, the East Coast is about to feel like July. A massive early season heat wave sets up Wednesday and Thursday from the southeast all the way to the mid-Atlantic. From Lexington, Kentucky to Atlanta to Baltimore to Washington, D.C., y'all are skipping spring and landing in summer. Upper 80s and lower 90s across the southeast and mid-Atlantic record highs are very much on the table there. A few spots in the mid-Atlantic could actually touch the mid-90s by Thursday, absurdly hot for mid-April. Charlotte is at 75 today and could be knocking on record-breaking 90s by Wednesday. That is no small change. That ridge of high pressure acts like a giant heat dome trapping warm air and threatening dozens of records. And here is what worries me beyond just the discomfort: the southeast is already bone dry from ongoing drought. Extreme heat plus drought means vegetation. Drying fast one spark could ignite a brush fire across the south. If you are 60 or older living anywhere in the South this week, please take this heat seriously. Y'all, check on your neighbors, especially folks living alone who may not have the air conditioning fired up yet. And speaking of extremes, the West is getting buried in heavy snow in the Cascades, Rockies, and Sierra Nevada. Tornadoes in Iowa, Typhoon near Guam, record heat in D.C., mountain snow in Denver all the same week. That list alone tells you everything you need to know about how out of nowhere wild April 2026 really is. Let me break this down city by city because nobody watching right now should be left in the dark. Dallas and Fort Worth in the zone Sunday. And Tuesday brings your most serious threat of the whole week. Oklahoma City, friends, Sunday slight risk. Then Monday and Tuesday both bring active severe storm potential your way. Wichita, Kansas, you sit right along the dry line all week and are in one of the highest risk spots. Kansas City Wednesday has you in a 23 million person risk zone. Hail and damaging winds are the main story there. Minneapolis and Milwaukee Monday brings your first risk. Then Tuesday afternoon ramps up seriously for y'all. Chicago, friends. Tuesday evening into Tuesday night is when your severe storm risk arrives and peaks right out. Iowa and Wisconsin, you are in the tornado maximized zone Tuesday. Warm front tracking directly through your area. Indianapolis and Columbus Tuesday bring scattered severe storm potential, so keep those weather alerts cranked up. Memphis and Nashville Wednesday is your day to watch closely as that second cold front pushes right through there. Atlanta, Charlotte. Raleigh, dangerous record heat Wednesday and Thursday, plus fire weather risk on top of that. Houston flash flooding is your biggest concern all week as Gulf moisture just will not stop pumping in there. Lubbock and Amarillo, the Texas Panhandle, is right in the thick of Sunday and Monday severe weather action. And here is a quick temperature snapshot so you can feel how split this country really is right now. Friends, Dallas at 75, OKC at 74, Wichita at 73. Warm air is already priming the pump across the plains. Meanwhile, Milwaukee at 50 and Cleveland at 50, that cold air is what sharpens the whole frontal boundary. Memphis at 78 and Nashville at 74 today. Enjoy that sunshine before Wednesday's storms come calling, folks. Miami at 81 and Jacksonville at 80, South Florida stays clear of the severe weather picture this entire week. Denver at 68 and sunny today, but midweek snow is heading their way too. That is April 2026. All right, y'all. Now here's the part of this forecast that matters more than any of those numbers above. Here is your plain and simple checklist of what to do before any of these storms ever get here. Friends, step 1, find your NOAA weather radio right now and make sure it has fresh batteries in it tonight. That radio can wake you at 2 a.m. and hand you those precious extra minutes you need to reach safety. Step 2, charge your phone fully every single night this week and crank those emergency alerts up. Step 3, walk through your home right now and find the safest interior room on your lowest floor today. A bathroom, a closet under the stairs, pick your spot and make sure every family member knows it cold. Step 4, put a small kit by that shelter spot with water, flashlight, your meds, and important papers nearby. Step 5, decide right now where your pets go during a warning before any siren ever starts blaring tonight. A grandmother in Tulsa who knocks all 5 of those out tonight is locked and loaded all week long. Now here's the difference between a watch and a warning because this week it matters tremendously. Friends, a tornado watch means conditions favor tornadoes forming in your area. Stay on high alert out there. A tornado warning means a tornado is confirmed on radar. That is your signal to move to shelter now. Never wait for the tornado to appear by the time it is visible. Your window to act is gone. Outdoor sirens are built for people already awake outside. They will not wake you from a dead sleep. Your phone and your weather radio are your 2 most important tools every single night this entire week, period. Before we close out, I want to say something to every person watching who is over 50 right now. You grew up in a time when taking severe weather seriously was just what families in tornado country did together. Your mom or your dad probably had a planned flashlight by the door, radio in the basement, always ready. That healthy respect they passed down for what storms can do, lean into it hard this week, please. Because experience in tornado country is valuable, but overconfidence in a week like this one gets people hurt. Think about your church friend in Oklahoma City, your coworker in Chicago. Do they know what is coming Tuesday? Share this video right now. The most prepared neighborhood is always the one where somebody shared the warning early. Let me bring this home because I want these numbers to stick with you long after this video ends. 22 miles between Sinlaku's eye wall and an American military runway Joint Typhoon Warning Center, confirmed fact. 48 million Americans in the severe weather crosshairs by Tuesday Storm Prediction Center, confirmed fact. Mid-90s heat-threatening record books from Atlanta to D.C. in mid-April, verified forecast reality right now. All three of those facts are unfolding in the exact same week, and all three affect real American families. Families like yours, like your neighbors, like your church friends scattered across this whole beautiful country. The people of Guam who prepared before Monday will come through this preparedness saves lives every time. The families in Oklahoma and Iowa with a shelter plan before Tuesday will be the safe ones too. No question. You have survived bad storms before, and with preparation and common sense, you will come through this week fine. Check your weather every single morning this week. Keep those alerts on every night and look out for each other. Monday is going to change everything for 12 million people, and I will be right here when it does. Tuesday has 48 million in its sights, and we will have a fresh update ready before that day arrives. Stay prepared and stay safe, because Monday is just 24 hours away and everything is about to change. Now, one more thing I want every person watching to understand about this week. The moisture is historic. Dew points along the I-90 corridor in the Midwest are climbing into the lower 60s, that is summer humidity. Lower 60s dew points in April is jet fuel for explosive storm development, and the models are all showing it. When the surface low tracks across the upper Mississippi Valley Monday, it drags a surging warm front with it. Temperatures surge into the 70s ahead of that front, setting up a deeply unstable air mass throughout the day. Up north, isolated storms could quickly merge into one big fast-moving line right along that warm front. That line is capable of 70 miles per hour straight-line winds, enough to snap large tree branches like they are toothpicks. And down in Oklahoma and Texas Monday, the dry line sets up again with massive hail as the main story. Good Lord. Two completely different severe weather modes on opposite ends of the country on the same day. Now here is something I want every one of you over 50 to remember from growing up out there, y'all. Remember when the sky turned that strange greenish color and your mom said, "Get inside right this minute"? That is real science. A green sky means a large hail-producing storm is very close to your location. Also, watch for that eerie dead calm before a severe storm bird stops singing. The wind just goes still. Then comes that low, rolling roar that sounds exactly like a freight train bearing down on your neighborhood. If you're nowhere near train tracks and you hear that sound, get to shelter immediately. No debate, ever. Those signs your grandparents taught you are every bit as real and valid as any radar app on your phone. Never wait on signs alone when a warning is issued for your county. Move first and look later. Now here is something that does not get nearly enough attention in weather forecast resilience. Y'all, the people of Guam have lived in the crosshairs of the most powerful storm basin on the entire planet. They have endured Paka in 2002, Mawar in 2023, and now Sinlaku, and they are still standing strong. That kind of resilience is the same resilience that folks in Oklahoma and Kansas have shown for generations. Whether it is a Pacific typhoon or a plains tornado, Americans have always come through these things together. And that is not just feel-good talk, it is backed up by decades of community response and survival. So here is where I leave you today, prepared, informed, and with the right people checked on around you. Check your weather every morning this week. Keep those alerts on every single night and watch out for each other. Monday changes the picture for 12 million people, and I will be right here when it does, friends. Those 48 million people deserve a fresh update, and we will have one ready before Tuesday arrives. And look, even if these storms end up weaker than expected, being prepared never once cost a family anything. Being unprepared when a storm is worse than the forecast that can cost a family absolutely everything, folks. So on behalf of 153,000 Americans in Guam and 48 million on the mainland, please take this week seriously. Stay close, stay prepared, stay safe. This is Tom, and I will see y'all right back here tomorrow.